Good evening. I'm Bill Taylor, and I was born and raised in Greensboro, North Carolina. Born in 1942. In the late 40s and during the mid-40s, whenever we had a heavy snow, my parents and I would walk from our home on Hillside Drive, which was a short street that bordered Mendenhall Street. We would walk downtown to the Krispy Kreme store, where they also manufactured the donuts, and it was located just about 200 feet from the Carolina Inn. And those late night walks through the snow were something that I remember very vividly, even to this day, although I was only 5 or 6 years old at the time. Later, I was a Greensboro Daily News route carrier in my neighborhood, and we would pick our newspapers up at Mrs. McNeely's drugstore, which was about 100 feet from Greensboro College on Market Street, just beyond the railroad tracks. And when we picked our newspapers up, ironically, most of the time Krispy Kreme's delivery truck had already dropped donuts off for the drugstore. So we would help ourselves to those donuts and have one or two as we were folding our papers. And we always left Mrs. McNeely a payment for the donuts. At that time, or by the time I was 12, in about 1953-54, our church group would raise money for our charities, and we could buy a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts at a discount for only 35 cents a dozen, and they were much larger than the ones that are produced today. And our church youth group would sell those donuts at 40 cents a dozen throughout the neighborhoods to raise money. We were realizing a nickel profit on every dozen, but that's what I remember from Krispy Kreme's kindness throughout my youth.